Alexandra Eala handed tough Abu Dhabi draw with Australian Open history maker awaiting in round 1. After her appearance at the historic Philippine Women's Open, Alexandra Eala will now play the Abu Dhabi Open. Eala has been awarded a wild card for the WTA 500 event, following her incredible popularity at the Australian Open. Fans queued outside for hours to watch Eala's first-round Australian Open match against Alicia Parks, which she lost in 3 sets. The star has now found out who she will play at the Abu Dhabi Open, and she has been given another difficult run. Alexandra Eala drawn against Zeynep Sonmez in Abu Dhabi first round. Eala has been drawn in the bottom half of the Abu Dhabi and she will play Zeynep Sonmez in the first round. Sonmez is ranked over 30 places below Eala, but she is coming into the WTA 500 event brimming with confidence. The star enjoyed a breakout Australian Open after qualifying for the Melbourne event, and she even made history for her nation. Her victory against Ekaterina Alexandrova saw her become the first Turkish woman to win a match at the Grand Slam. Sonmez continued her run by picking up another win against Anna Bonder, before she lost to Yulia Putintseva in 3 sets. Eala will be the favorite to come through the contest, but it will certainly be a tough task for the 20-year-old Filipina star. Even if she does get through the contest, a whole host of difficult names could await her in the latter stages. Alexandra Eala's difficult route through the Abu Dhabi Open. A whole host of high-profile names have signed up for the Abu Dhabi Open, and several of them have been drawn in the bottom half alongside Eala. If Eala beats Sonmez in the first round, a round of 16 match with Paula Badosa looks like it could be on the cards. Second seed Alexandrova could follow in the last 8, while Emma Navarro and Ludmila Samsonova could be next in the semifinals. If Eala reaches her first WTA final since the Guadalajara Open last year, it will likely be against informed Belinda Bencic or Clara Tauson. Eala will fancy her chances against Tauson, in particular, however, as she defeated the star in the first round of the 2025 US Open. Alexandra Eala and the weight of the first ball. A tough Abu Dhabi test. The desert air in Abu Dhabi has a way of stripping tennis down to its essentials. No wind teasing the toss, no shadows creeping across the baseline, just heat, hard courts, and the truth of your game laid bare. For Alexandra Eala, the draw has ensured there will be no gentle easing into the week. From the very first round, she is asked to step into the fire. Across the net awaits an Australian Open history maker, a player whose name carries the echo of Melbourne's biggest stage and whose resume is written in deep runs, late nights, and pressure moments survived. It is the kind of opponent young players whisper about in locker rooms, not out of fear but reverence. The kind you measure yourself against. For Eala, this is not an inconvenience. It is the point. At just 19, the Filipina has learned that progress in professional tennis rarely comes politely. It arrives disguised as tough draws, early mornings, and scorelines that demand resilience more than reward. Abu Dhabi offers her all 3. There will be no hiding in round 1, no warm-up act before the real test begins. The spotlight is on immediately, and it is bright. Eala's journey to this moment has never followed the shortest route. From training far from home to carving out an identity on tour, she has lived between promise and proof. Junior titles announced her talent early, but the professional circuit has demanded more: patience, physical growth, and the mental elasticity to lose one week and believe the next will be different. Now, belief is no longer theoretical. The Australian Open history maker she faces represents everything Eala is chasing: experience earned in the crucible of Grand Slam tennis, composure built point by point over years, and the calm authority that comes from having already stood where others are still trying to arrive. On paper, it is a mismatch. On court, paper burns quickly. What Eala brings instead is curiosity and courage. Her left-handed game, fluid and deceptively heavy, asks questions that cannot be answered by reputation alone. Her movement, learned through long hours of repetition, allows her to turn defense into offense with a single step. Most importantly, she carries the fearlessness of someone who has not yet been told enough times that something is impossible. There is a freedom in that. Abu Dhabi has become a proving ground for players on the edge of something bigger. The courts have seen established names tested by hunger, by youth, by opponents who arrive with nothing to lose and everything to gain. Eala fits that tradition perfectly. A first-round clash against a decorated opponent is not a punishment, it is a measuring stick. Win or lose, the match will ask her the right questions. Can she absorb pace without retreating? Can she trust her patterns when rallies stretch and legs burn? Can she hold her nerve when the crowd senses a story beginning to form? These are lessons no practice session can teach, no lower-level tournament can fully simulate. This is the curriculum of elite tennis. For Filipino fans, the moment carries extra weight. Every appearance by Eala on a major stage feels like a small expansion of possibility, a reminder that the global map of tennis is still being redrawn. Each tough draw she faces, and survives, adds a chapter to a story that extends beyond rankings and results. And perhaps that is why this matchup feels fitting. The Australian Open history maker represents the destination. Alexandra Eala represents the journey. In Abu Dhabi, those two paths cross briefly, violently, beautifully, over the course of a match that may last an hour or stretch deep into the night. When the first ball is struck, history will not protect anyone. Only execution will. Tennis, after all, is ruthlessly honest. For Eala, the desert test is clear: step forward, swing freely, and see how close you already are. Tough draws have a way of revealing not just where a player stands, but how far they're willing to go.